air purifiers. The materials for making this air purifier are very cheap and priced. They include any carton of your choice, a car respirator, a 12-volt fan, a 12-volt adapter, pencil cutter, black tape, and glue. How do you make this air purifier? We make this air purifier by simply cutting out this carton form, then marking out the dimension of the cartridge on the carton to be cut out. After we created the cap of the air filter by attaching a 12-volt fan and the wire of the 12-volt adapter. Then we plug the air filter into a power source. What is the mode of operation of the air filter? The air filter simply operates by the potential difference of the fan. That is, the cartridge here stops in air, and as it stops in air, it stops all the allergy causing particles and dead in the filter. The fan here will enable the fresh air that is now produced in the air filter to come out for us to breathe. This air filter can serve as various benefits, but I'm going to give you only three. Health-wise. Health-wise, the air filter helps us to maintain good health that gives us clean air to breathe, ensuring us long life and prosperity. Economically, the air filter is very cheap and easy to make, and it still can serve as a source of income. And environmentally, this air filter has no byproducts, therefore, it can enable us to prevent global warming. In conclusion, I believe the air filter is very useful. Hence, I think that if it is produced in a larger scale, it can help us to save more lives, live longer, save our children's future, help Nigeria become a better place. Thank you.
Yeah, let me allow ADITYA to take over the floor.
Okay. Thank you, Smith. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing fine, well, and happy Environment Day to all. So I won't take much time of yours. Just I'd like to express my feelings, my thoughts about how the Environment Day should be taken in our thoughts from the perspective of a youth. And my question is that why should the youth advocate climate change and mark Environmental Day? So what I feel, we cannot agree less that environmental concerns and climate change is the most important parameter when it comes to the life of an healthy ecosystem. This year, 2020, has proved and showed us that nature can hit us back when we go wrong. Our nature and our ecosystem is as living as we humans are. For example, if we humans need water to survive, then nature also needs to take certain measures where it feels it is right for the survival of the ecosystem. That means we cannot exploit the nature too much. Yes, it is obvious. And according to me, the best way to understand the nature is to personify it as a friend, like you and me. If we two are in front of each other and I am the nature and you put a friendship hand in front of me and I say exploit you for the first time, you can forgive me. If I exploit you for the second time, you'll forgive me again. But if I keep on doing that again and again and again, then will you be able to forgive me as a person? No, never. And the nature also has the same set of rules. And it is a mutual respect. It is the understanding that we develop with each other. That's how we can live a healthy ecosystem. So my answer to why should we advocate climate change is a very simple and a short statement. For a healthy and a happier life in future, for the future generations that are going to come, because resources will end one day, but our lives will not. But because of greed and chase for a multilateral, comfortable life, our leaders and our people in the high tables are exploiting the geography in such a way that in the near future, it is not far that one day we will be buying air just like the way we buy a clean bottle of water. So this is not too far. And the second question is that why should we mark and why should we celebrate Environment Day? First of all, we need to remember ourselves. We need to keep remembering ourselves and also our population around that. What are the problems? What are the destructions that already the nature has seen from the past 1971 till 2020? There are many to be counted up. But we need to remind ourselves in this day, especially on the World Environment Day, that we have done enough. We need to stop it right now, what we are doing. And I can't see that it's stopping too soon, because in my near area, the drinking water is going less, underground water level is falling down, coal minings are still going on, oil drillings are already going on. In one part of the country, there is drought. In the other part of the country, there is flood, excessive waste of agricultural fields. There are many problems that we are facing every day. So I have pointed out 9 such points that how should we celebrate the World Environment Day. First one, by making environment as a mainstream problem. Well, we should not discuss about environmental problems only on today, only on 5th of June, but it should be a campaign, it should be a motion, just like Greta Thunberg started. We should all be talking about it. We should all be putting forward our views on this in our social media. And second, climate change. The world is getting hotter every year.
Quickly, please.
Hello?
Hello, I'm with you. So quickly, can you round up? Just because
okay,
of time.
okay, it's done. Okay, it's done.
Awesome.
Third is overpopulation, then global water crisis, more oil and more coal extractions, loss of habitat, nuclear waste, food safety and chemical contamination, adulteration in our foods, pandemics and superbugs. Lastly, on a quote, in the pursuit of happiness, we have ripped the planet apart, but still we are not any happier. It's time to stop and look, because our experiences are within us, not outside us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Esperance, are you there?
I am.
Okay, awesome. So take over the floor. Thank you.
It's morning here in Kenya. I hope you're well. My name is CHANTAL Esperance. I am an environmental governance associate at the Youth Cafe, and I'll take you through the role of youth in restoration. So we all know the theme of World Environment Day is biodiversity. It's a call for everyone to take part in conservation of nature and regeneration. That is like, but then I asked a
that was Environment Day, something invited us.
The person.
What class is going on? How can I be class?
Can you all unmute, please?
See me now, I make my face not very straight. Some other people who are doing it, let me show. Like,
So as I was saying, World Environment Day is a day where we should reflect on the impact of nature, we should reflect and appreciate nature, create awareness on the importance of the environment. I asked a group of youth what they think about World Environment Day. And it was really saddening to hear them say that it is a day where conservationists plant trees and raise awareness. I mean, people have left.
Okay, Chantal, please, can you be a little bit audible? Sorry, they can't hear you.
So I am saying, I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, so I was saying World Environment Day is a day to reflect and appreciate nature. It's a day to create awareness on the importance of nature. So I had a conversation with a group yesterday, and it was really saddening to hear that to them, World Environment Day is a day where conservationists plant trees, raise awareness about conservation. But it's not only for conservationists, it's for all of us. We are all in this earth and we all belong here. So we all have that role to take care of the environment from every little step, from every place we are, we all have that role. Young people are the future, and the decisions we make now will determine the world we inherit. We were given we make it better, input some, impact that will be felt by our future generations. We have a role to play in preventing biodiversity loss. We have a role to play in preserving nature for the future. We have this tendency where we leave everything for the governments, for the NGOs, for the conservationists to fight pollution, which is pivotal in climate change. But the thing is, as a youth, you wield real power and influence because you're a consumer, you're a voter, you're a member of the community, and that can unite change. So I just have a short list of things you can do from the comfort of your home. Because of COVID, I mean, we have all become a small village all uniting virtually via such forums. And this is one way you can take part in World Environment Day. Other basic things would be, you know, when you leave a room, it's just as simple as turning your lights off. It's as simple as unplugging the electronics when you really are not using your computer. It's as simple as fixing your taps, fixing your shower faucets to avoid extreme use of water. It's things like conserve water outdoors. When you have, you know, water you use to mop your house, you can as well use that to water the lawns instead of just pouring that water out. It's things like when you're watering your plants, do that probably early morning or late night to avoid evapotranspiration. People can grow their own backyard gardens now that we're all home, and food is like a crucial factor in life and in biodiversity. So we can grow our backyard gardens for sustainable agriculture. We can reduce meat consumption. I mean, that will help both your body in keeping fit and all, but also it will help curb carbon emissions from the livestock industry. Kitchen waste can be used as manure. We can use reusable bottles, reusable shopping bags, reusable mugs. Now that we are all working from home, instead when you have to print papers, you can do that on both sides of your paper rather than just using the front and the back is empty. That is tree we are saving. You know, like it's all a joint effort. For a case in point would be, if I am in a public vehicle and I finish drinking my drink, my soda, and I toss the bottle out of the window, I do that, you do that, everyone does that. That's how we find the landfill forming up. That's why I'm saying everyone has a role to play, especially the youth. We're the ones who are all over, we're the ones who are vigilant and vibrant, aggressive. So we all have to act now and stop waiting for Earth to fight us back. Corona is just an example of many other instances how the Earth is fighting us back. Because Corona, as we all know, it's zoonotic in nature, originated from wild animals interacting with human beings. So it's time we all stand up, act, and stop waiting for Earth to fight us back. We all know the 3 R's, I believe: reduce, reuse, and recycle. I will suggest 5 more. You can refuse to use it, reduce, reuse, recycle, or recover. That is a broader perspective on how you would, you know, save Mother Nature. And I'll finish with a quote from a friend of mine. A friend of mine says that conservation is a conversation with the young people, for the young people. We share this world, so, I mean, by default, we all need to work together. We all need to join efforts. We all need to do this as a team to achieve a cleaner, greener, and safer environment that we can live in peacefully, in harmony, and pass it over to our generations. Thank you so much. I'm CHANTAL ESPERANCE. Let's keep in touch across all social media handles.
Thank you so much.
You,
wow, really appreciate you. Awesome. Okay, Dr. Patricia, please take over the floor, ma. Unmute yourself and join us. Are you there, ma?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well, ma.
All right. Nice to speak with you today. Thank you for having me. My name is Patricia NGENE. I'm a physician based in Nigeria, but I'm currently in Canada, so I'm speaking from Canada on the World Environment Day. This is a very auspicious day, and like some of our colleagues have said, it's not a day that, you know, that is just, it's not just on one day you make the environment important. It should be a 24/7 activity, especially now as youth are getting involved in conservation activities and, you know, making environment trendy. It is so important because actually the youth are the ones that are going to see tomorrow. My own generation hasn't done a very good job, but I'm glad that the youth are taking it upon themselves to force us to have a rethink. The environment itself, if you could, you know that in fact, 2019 has been said to be the second warmest year ever. Global warming was the warmest year in history. So you can see that with this global warming, the ice cap melting, flooding, deforestation, desertification, a lot of climate changes are occurring. And as a result of this, the world itself has kind of revolted. Sam said also that the world has kind of hit back. You know, when you keep pushing someone and pushing someone, initially they will forgive you and take it. But after a while, they will push back. So I see this COVID-19, it was a kind of automatic brake system that the environment put on us to stop our careening towards destruction. Because the climate change has been going on for a long time, and they have been trying to sign various accords, the Rio Accord, the Paris Accord, and some countries have been insistent on not signing, like China, America, and they have had this big argument going on, and the world has continued to suffer, and we're all seeing it, especially even in the developing world, So nature itself has taken its own kind of revenge on us with COVID-19. With COVID-19, you see that there is a massive reduction in air travel. International borders are closed. You can't go anywhere. Domestic travel, even by road, is reduced. And then even there's a reduction in the demand for fossil fuels, for oil. There's a drop in oil prices. So even those that are producing oil can't even sell the oil. And there's a drop in demand for goods, non-essential goods.
Oh my God, which kind of guy be this now? I've won this guy. I've won this guy.
Itself. So it is important that we as human beings see the earth as the legacy, as a trust that we have to receive and transmit to the next generation, and transmit it in a better form than we met it. But as it is, that is the goal. That is the goal. But the truth is that the world has suffered a lot of problems from climate change. Apart from gas flaring and other things that cause air pollution is actually the worst kind of pollution that we're suffering. There's air pollution, there is sea pollution, there is groundwater pollution, there is soil pollution. And all these are as a result of human activities, that we're doing to generate, keep our economies going. But all these are things that we've been doing that are bringing the Earth's resources into depletion. We found out that 7.7 billion people, and the population is growing continually. If we do not slow the rate at which we consume the Earth's resources, the next generation, coming generations, won't have anything to use on Earth. So this is a real wake-up call for all of us. Some of the major causes of environmental pollution, especially in Africa, even worldwide, air pollution is the worst culprit. But in Africa, especially in Nigeria, air pollution is caused as a result of oil exploration. Oil exploration that causes gas flaring, and with the gas flaring, they emit toxic fumes of carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide, benzene, and other things that even cause cancers as well. So you find out that this gas flaring wastes a lot of energy and transmits, just puts up a lot of carbon dioxide into the air and methane, and this causes a lot of greenhouse effect, and all this causes a warming of the earth and then flooding. Okay, and even this oil exploration, we're talking about diversity, biodiversity.
Yeah.
The theme for this year's World Environment Day is biodiversity. The Niger Delta, about 20,000 square kilometers, it has one of the richest treasure troves of organisms and ecosystems in the world. But with oil exploration, we find out that a lot of the mangrove swamps within the Niger Delta have been depleted because of oil spills, because of the toxic waste emanating from it, from the heavy metal pollution of the Niger Delta. All these things have caused the depletion of the ecosystems and the stocks of organisms that are there. So gas flaring, oil exploration, use of generators. We use generators a lot in Nigeria as a result of bad power. And all these generators we use emit a lot of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, which are very toxic to the environment. You also have use of heavy fuels such as diesel and fuel, and all these further pollute the environment. You also have illegal bunkering that takes place, especially in river states, and they burn these fuels, and these ones are incompletely combusted, and it results in a lot of soot being in the environment. And all these soot cause a lot of respiratory diseases, asthma, emphysema, tuberculosis, and even cancers, as well as a lot of hormonal problems that people suffer a lot from. So all these air pollution are problems that need a green solution. Even right now, the post-recovery, post-COVID, what the trend now is to advise government to invest in clean energy, to invest in renewable sources of energy, is to move away from fossil fuels, because these fossil fuels such as petrol and diesel and heavy oil, they produce the carbon dioxide, methane, and all these things that cause greenhouse gas emissions and cause the warming. So we are trying to move away from using fossil fuels to renewable energy such as solar power. Nigeria, I mean, the tropics were rich in solar power. So it's better for us to use solar energy, to use wind energy, and also hydroelectric power to power our industries.
Thank you, ma, because of time.
Because of time, okay.
Yeah.
So that is the trend now, to move towards renewable sources of energy, to move towards recycling, to move towards green jobs, planting, using less of things, recycling your waste instead of burning it, because we tend to burn a lot of our waste. We tend to burn even wood to form charcoal. So use less of fossil fuels, move away from petrol. Even the refineries that we're building for petrol, crude oil, we should move away from that and go towards generating hydroelectric power and solar energy for renewable energy.
Thank you, ma. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, ma. Okay.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Okay. Mrs. Loretta, please just give us some remarks. Are you there? Mute yourself and some closing remarks, please, before. Yeah. Okay, please.
Thank you very much, everybody, for giving me this wonderful opportunity, especially Smith NWOKOCHA. I thank you very much. Really, the people that have spoken already, especially Dr. NGENE, actually hit the issues we have around Nigeria, because now, no matter we are talking about World Environment Day, we need to localize it, and that is what Dr. NGENE has just done. She brought it home, talked about the Niger Delta where all of us live, and seriously, we all have a job, we all have a point, we all have an entry point, something we can do to preserve our planet, to save our environment. We must all work together. It is not a one person's job, and we cannot continue to wait for government to do everything for us. We can start on our own, little by little, collaborate with other organizations, collaborate with other persons who can direct us on how to go about these things. Because seriously, it is not a one man's job. It is not a one organization's job. It is a collective effort. And with that collective effort, all of us can get to where we want. The world is almost collapsing because of the deterioration in our environment.
Thank you.
The degradation is really getting to all of us. I thank everybody today for participating, and thank you to our special speakers. You all were wonderful. Thank you very much, Smith NWOKOCHA, for this wonderful opportunity you have given us.
Thank you. So once again, I want to thank everyone for being part of this. I want to thank ADITYA from India. Thank you so much. Esperance from Kenya. Thank you so much. Dr. Patricia from Canada. Thank you so much, ma. And thank you, everyone, all our participants. We have some students. Our Lady of FATIMA, ABEC group of schools. These are the two schools I know I see here, and other schools that are students that are present here. But if we have any question, maybe quickly we can throw that up, or we go to our Facebook page, Voice of the Vulnerable, and throw up our questions. I'm sure we'll have time to respond to those questions because of time. But you can ask few questions, like a minute or some seconds, so they can attend to it. Just quickly, please. Thank you. If anyone have any question, you can indicate. Yeah, your name, please. Okay, just.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
Can hear you?
Yeah.
Hear me, right? I think we need to, if you look at when the last speaker was talking, Patricia NGENE and Loretta, it was quite clear. The first two speakers that spoke, it wasn't really clear enough, so we couldn't get exactly what they were saying. So how do we keep a record of that? I don't know if the organizers can help us.
Yeah, we'll have a recorded version of this section, so you can have time to review.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But do you have any question to tell or to any of the speakers directly? We don't have time.
I think I would like to ask the last speaker, that's Patricia. Please, can you be more a bit? I only got about you were preferring solutions to the pollution of the environment. You made mention of government should invest in clean energy, and not just like making a comments here. Is there any guidelines on any government approach anywhere, any country at all that have a clean guideline on this clean energy, so that we can adopt it here in even our immediate environments?
All right. Thank you very much for your question. Let me just go quickly and address it.
We have 1 minute.
We're running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry?
Yes, sir. We have 1 minute. So, yeah. No, go ahead. But
okay. In the developing world, there is this move towards green sources of energy. And green sources of energy are solar energy, hydroelectric energy, and wind energy. Over in Nigeria, we tend to use fossil fuels to generate energy, which is petrol, diesel, and other crude oil, carbon dioxide emitting substances, which are contrary to the environment. The United Nations is advising that we invest in clean energy and we should stop fuel subsidies. Whoever wants to use fuel should pay the complete price for the fuel. But you know that in Nigeria, we have fuel subsidy, which encourages us to even overuse the fossil fuels and even generates more problems for our environment. Another thing that we're also encouraging, what we also need to do is to pass our Clean Air Act. It has gone 2 readings in the House, but they have not been able to pass it because, of course, the generator lobby and the fuel lobby are actively against it. But we need to do this so that we can sustain our environment for future generations.
Thank you.
Reduce blast flaring is also important. So these are some of the things we can do here and now.
Thank you so much.
To help ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I want to thank everybody once again. The environmental agenda remains one of our most powerful insurance policies in preventing global pandemics. So we've seen what COVID-19 has posed to the world. It's a challenge for us, even as young persons amongst us here. We take it up to us and begin to champion green economy all over. So thank you so much, our amazing facilitators. You've been awesome. I appreciate you all and our participants for giving us time also. Thank you so much for having us. So we'll continue on our Facebook and then have further conversation on Voice of the Vulnerable. Thank you so much. My name is Ambassador NWOKOCHA. Happy World Environment Day. Have a lovely day, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done. Thank you.